Hi everyone, welcome back. In this video, we are going to cover Identity and Access Management, also called IAM. Basically, what we are going to cover, how can we create users, how can we create groups, how can we assign permissions to user and groups. Group is nothing but a combination of users. So what will happen in real-time scenario? Consider we have developers group, admin group. So we will assign permissions to those groups and then we will add users to those groups so that automatically those permissions will come back to users. Okay, users are nothing but people, okay, who are going to deal with whether they are developers, infrastructure team or admin people. Okay, and permissions are assigned using JSON object that all developers are already familiar with, and JSON object we also call them policies. Okay, so the permissions are JSON objects, we also call them policies. Now consider we have a developers group. Okay, so we will create one consider we have people who will do development for Alexa application. So what we will do, we'll just create a group for Alexa development and then we will assign that group to those users. Okay, consider we have admin people and then same thing, we will create an admin group and then we will assign those users to admin group. And same goes for infra team also. So these people are from infra team and we have just added them to infra group. But there might be a case that a person belongs to development team as well as infra team, or maybe admin team and infra team. So what we will do, we'll just create groups and then we will assign people to them. So whatever policies or permissions we are assigning here are coming here to being assigned to this user, as well as whatever permissions are assigned to admin will also come here. So it is like addition of these policies as well as these policies will be assigned to this user. This is as simple as that. And I was telling the permission policies that will look like this. The JSON object, this is nothing but we have version and then we have the statement. This is just the statement ID. What is the effect if it is allow or deny for that particular resource, and we will see it in the demo also. And what is the action for which this policy is created. So for example, on EC2 instance, export client VPN, this is allowed for these actions. The effect is allowed. Describe address is allowed. Describe account attribute is allowed. So this is kind of policy we create. So let's start the demo. I have logged into my AWS and I'll just search with IAM since I have already searched and worked. That's why it's showing in the recently visited one. But I'll just search here IAM. Click here and then it should load the IAM dashboard, and left hand side we can see all the navigations. So let's first click on users, and there are no users because this is the new account I created. So click on create user, give it some name. So let me give RITESH demo. Okay, and then it says provide user access to the AWS management console. Yes, I want to give. Okay, and then it says okay, I want to create an IAM user or specify user in identity center. Let me choose the second option because I want to explain what is this IAM user. So I have selected this, and then it says password because this new user RITESH demo should be able to access, so it needs password. So one is this auto generated password. What will happen, the user will receive the password. That option is there, but yeah, it will auto generate the password, but I can create my custom password as well. I'll just create custom password. Okay, then it says user must create a new password at next sign in. That's not required because I am only going to sign in, but we can enable this option is also there. Click on next, Then it says add user to group. Okay, here comes the policy, because permissions, whenever this new user is created, it should have some access, right? I mean, that makes sense. Without access, how this user will be able to access the dashboard or any of the service, right? So the options are coming: add user to a group, copy permission, or attach policies directly. So we have these options. I will just select this option, add user to group, and get, so okay, click on next. But it says add user to a group, so let me just first create a group, because I have not created any group so far. So I'll just create a group, and I will say this is my admin demo, right? And I need to provide permission to it. So these are the policies I was talking about. The policies are also already there. I'll just select this one, administrator access. It means it will have provides full access to AWS services. Okay, and then I click on create user group. Yeah, then this group is created. Okay, and let me assign this user. I'm assigning it to this group, the newly group I just created, and the policies are administrator access. Okay, and everything looks good. Click on next. So it says user details, username RITESH demo, password I have already set, admin permission is admin demo, and here I can also assign tags. I mean, tags are for like you can set it for searching for, I mean, you can search easily, etc., but that is optional thing, so not required. Create the user. Okay, and it says uh, the user is created. We can send signing instruction to through email. This is the username, and this is the console password, and we can download the CSV file as well, which is nothing but the credentials. Okay, and we can just return to, because I know what are those details. I'll just return to users list. Okay, so the user is created, and I can actually try signing in. Now I'll go back to the dashboard. The user is already created, so I'll go to the dashboard, and it says using this sign in URL, I can log in to the AWS console, and we can actually create an alias also for this URL. I mean, right now it's just account ID, but we can change it to something else also. I'll just click on create, and I'll say this is Ritesh account P1. Yeah, and it is created. What I can do, I'll just copy this URL, and I will open incognito window. Let me set this incognito window as well as the previous window in parallel. Let me pause and set first. Now what I will do, this is the sign in URL. I'll just copy this URL, and I will paste it here. And this is the account ID. I just basically this is the account ID, which is an alias, right? The IAM username which I just created, right? So that was this one, Ritesh demo. So I'll just Ritesh demo, and the password. And I'm able to access. I just created a new IAM user, and I'm able to access the AWS console. Okay, I can see the services. If I maybe look for IAM again, okay, so I'm able to see. But what, and let's see this, what is happening. This is the user what I have, and this user is assigned. Okay, yeah, this user is part of this group. So permission policies are coming, which is the administrator access, which is coming from a group which is admin demo group we created, right? And we attached this policy. That is why this user is able to access the AWS console, the IAM, etc., because it is having the admin access right now, right? Correct. So what I'm going to do, maybe I will just remove this group for this user. I'll just remove it. Okay, so right now this user is there, but there is no group assigned. Now let's see what will happen. So access denied because I do not have permission. I do not have any permission right now associated with this user because that group is no more there. I can assign permission to this user. Now again, either I will just go here and then I will just add permission. Okay, or I can also go to group and add user to a group, either way. So if I go here and I want to add permission to this user, so something called, first is, let me try the add permission one. Again, it will ask you to add user to a group that we have done earlier also. So I will just click on here, next, and the same thing what we have done earlier, add permission, and done. And now we should be able to access it again. So what I have done is I just given the same permission to this user. Now I will do this again. I will remove this group and I will go back to permission, and instead of I'll select this add permission, I'll say create inline policy. Create inline policy is nothing but the policy what we have, what are coming from, what previously were coming from the group. Instead of that, I'm directly assigning some permission to this user. So there are multiple ways we can achieve it. One is the visual editor. Okay, so this is the default selected one. What we need to do, we need to select the service for which we want to give access. So for example, EC2, etc., etc. Let me try if we have something called admin, amplify admin. No. So what I will do, I'll just search with IAM, right? And then action allowed, which actions are allowed for this. So I can allow everything, right? And resources, all or specific, I can provide all, to all resources I can provide. Click on next. Okay, and sorry, previous to that, right, whenever I am editing a policy, so I just assigned a policy which is IAM allow policy, right? And this is the visual one, but what is happening, the JSON object is being created for this policy. Okay, so what it says, this is the statement ID, effect is allow, and on which action is IAM star. So whatever methods we have available for IAM resource, everything, star means a white car entry, everything, and on any resource, star is again white car entry for any resource. Okay, now we can click on next. Okay, and it says policy details. We just created this, full access, all resources, create policy. Okay, policy name we need to give. So this is the policy name we created. So demo IAM. Okay, I'll say IAM. Okay, IAM policy I created, create policy. Okay, so I just created a policy. right, and assign to this user. Now go back to this. Right now what permission we have? My policy IAM, only IAM related policies I have. Am I assigned to any group? No. Any so just IAM policy. Now go back and I will just refresh this. I am having only IAM policies, so I should be able to access the IAM dashboard. But what about if I want to access any other service? I'll go to EC2. I'll click on EC2. Should I be able to access it? Let's see. So I've started getting errors because I do not have access. Okay, so this is how we give permission, either through inline policies or through group, right? And we assign permission to group automatically through inheritance that will come to the user. Okay, one more thing we can check. So what I will do, I will go to this user again, right, and I'll go to group and I will add this user to admin demo. And I will assign some permissions to it. This time I will write my Alexa group and I will just search for Alexa for business. I will select everything. So whatever policies we have related to Alexa, I have selected that. Create a group. Okay, so we can see the permissions coming for this user now. So permissions there, this user is assigned, been assigned to two groups. One is the admin and one is the my Alexa group. And this user was also having an inline policy for IAM, right? So right now we should see here there are policies coming from admin group, okay, then the Alexa group, and then the inline policy also, which I have added implicitly. Okay, so this is how we add permission to a user and then we create groups. Thank you so much for watching.